It's okay, just hang tight on that one. All right, let's regroup. Let's regroup. Any uncertainty you might have, we'll eradicate right now. Matt, you wanted to knock out this guy here for me. Tell me how you're going to do it.
So 3x.
What are you doing there? With the,
Or you factor out the.
Well, it's been factored out. You want to put it back in.
Yeah, there we go.
Do you know what it's called when you reverse factor something out? This is the distributive motion. I love it, by the way. No, that's okay. It's one of the most underappreciated, I think, properties in mathematics is to distribute back in. So one way of doing this, for sure, Matt, is to distribute in the 3. So you get 3x minus 6. What is that? Okay, keep going, Matt.
And then you add 6 to both sides.
Okay, we're undoing that side. Good, good, good. We got 3x equals 18.
And then you divide by 3.
And you get x equals. You can make sure that works by sticking it back in and substituting. Good. Did anybody not use the distributive property there? Because remember, I always talk about that Lego idea, solving equations. The Lego, actually, I say always. We talk about it on Wednesday. I always talk about it. You only heard it since Wednesday. The idea of the Lego is undoing the side of the equation. So, Grant, what are you thinking back there?
I was just thinking I guess I did do the distributive property.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that.
I just added 6 to both sides after I got the 3x negative 6.
That's totally fine. That's totally fine. So, in other words, you did the distributive step in your head mentally and then took care of it. Totally fine. Did anybody divide by 3 off the bat? A few people divided by 3 off the bat. Tell me your name in the back.
Joanne.
Joanne, why did you do that?
Because you showed us
Oh, okay.
last time, and it was
Namaste.
faster.
Well, it's one less step.
Yeah.
But the real reason I like it is not speed. I'm not about speed for solving.
Faster, but just less steps.
It ties in. It ties back to the idea of exactly undoing what has been done to the side. If you were a number x, and you were plugging it in there and then evaluating the expression, the first thing you would do would be to subtract 2. And the last thing you would do is to multiply that by 3. So if you think about those 2 steps in that order, subtract 2, multiply by 3, you can undo them by going backwards. It's the Lego idea. So since the last thing that happened was multiplication by 3, the first thing that happened would be divide by 3. So if you divide both sides by 3, you end up with x minus 2 equals 4. And then you can add 2 to both sides and you get x equals 6. So it is, if you will, one less step-ish. But the idea is it ties back to that idea of doing exactly what has been done to that side. So either way, whatever one makes you happier. I don't care which one you do. Like I said, most of this class isn't going to be testing you on how to solve equations by themselves. That isn't the point. The point is when we encounter an equation in an application, I want you to be able to look at that and be like, okay, I can handle that. And they won't get much more ridiculous than this. This is about as ridiculous as it gets. I mean, they get into quadratics and exponentials, but the idea is this. But I mean, the idea is this though, Blake. I mean, the idea is if you know how to invert them, that's the idea. That's why I keep focusing on this Lego idea. Pick another one. Who wants to do the other one? Or one of the other ones? We like that one. Please.
I'll go with the first one.
First one, 6x minus 2 is 14.
Go through the process plus 2 on each side.
So Ryan's going to say that because he knows that the 2 got subtracted last when doing this side. If you're looking at just this side, 6x minus 2, the 6 multiplied by the x, and then the 2 came off. If this verbal Lego thing is confusing you, number 1, make sure you watch the videos from Wednesday, number 1. And number 2, your entire first project walks you through it quite a bit. So this process will be waiting for you again there if you want to see it. All right, so the first thing you did, Ryan, therefore was?
Plus 2 on both.
Good. Add 2 to both sides. You have 6x is, what's that, 16?
Divide both sides by 6.
To undo that multiplication. So you get x equals 16 sixths. You can leave it like that if you want. You can change it if you want. Doesn't matter to me. You can make it a decimal if you want. We'll do all those things in this class together. What is 16 sixths as a decimal?
2.67.
Good, nice, Brandy, thank you. About 2.67-ish. Now, I know some of you see a fraction that's one of those F words in math. And it's 16/6. You're like, I gotta find lowest, least common denominator. I gotta find lowest terms, gotta simplify. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything at all. Most of the time, I'm gonna ask you to round things off to a tenths or a hundredths place decimal or something like that. So it's just as important to know what that number is as a decimal, which Brady just gave us, is 2.67 if you round off to 2 decimal places. How'd she get 2.67? How did she get that? 2.67. Yeah, exactly. 16 over 6 means divide the 6 into the 16. 6 goes into 16 twice. There's the 2. And there's some left over. There's some left over, right? How many?
2/3.
4 6 or 2/3, yes. And 4 6 is that 0.6 repeating, goes on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. So you can round it off anywhere you want or anywhere you need to. 0.67. Good! Your choice on that one. Oh, every once in a while, speaking of which, you'll see me write squiggly equals as opposed to exact equal signs. I like doing this because I like to think it gets you guys ready for the real world where nothing is ever truly equal to anything else. Squiggly equals imply what? Good. I heard approximate, I heard about, roughly. These all mean the same thing, right? How tall am I?
Roughly 6 feet.
Roughly 6 feet. Boom. Roughly approximately 6 feet. Depends on what time of day you measure me. Depends on what doctor you go to. Last time I checked it was 5'11 and a half. And that was at 4 o'clock in the afternoon after gravity has a chance to pull me down. Measure yourself early in the morning before gravity has a chance. Stand up nice and tall. Put the bun up if you have to. About approximately squiggly equals 6 feet. Squiggly equals 6 feet. Good. Still one of the last ones there. And then we'll get into the other ones, and then we'll see how